Right behind me is Destiny 2 booth. Just got to play Gambit mode, part of the Forsaken DLC. Played a whole match, 3 rounds. The setup they had me on, I was playing as a Warlock. I wasn't really happy about that, but whatever. Had some cool guns. They had some shotguns and snipers in the primary and special spot, and the kinetic and special spots, and an exotic bow. The game, of course, is pretty much PVE, PvP. You're fighting a bunch of PVE guys, enemies, and you rack up these motes, and then you deposit them, and then you send difficult enemies over to the other side who are doing the same thing, and you pretty much keep doing this back and forth. If you do something, if you trigger something, which I wasn't able to do it, you could then jump into your other, the enemy's team, and then pretty much be like an enemy on their side until you die, or for like 30 seconds, and it pretty much just keeps scaling. You're fighting harder and harder enemies until you fight the big boss, like if they send over enough motes and you fight a big boss. Overall, I liked it. The new super the Warlock had seemed to be some, area of effect healing thing, kind of like a bubble for Titan. Is it going to be used? I don't know. Once again, the raids and the gameplay really have to be designed around that rather than just have it in there, because the bubble's in there right now for Titans, but no bosses really require that style of DPS where you would need to post up a bubble and then shoot from there. Other than that, I didn't get to play Titan. The movement feels great. The new weapon slots feel really good. One of my best loadouts was shotgun in my primary, and the exotic bow in my secondary, and then the rocket launcher as my heavy. Overall positive. I'm going to do another Destiny demo after this, additional content it's called. I don't really know what it is. The lore behind the Gambit mode is cool. There's like this one guy, like this Gambit guy, like, oh, play a game, and he's the announcer also. I would much rather Shaxx, of course, but it's what you get. It's a cool mode. Its replayability really depends on loot and what kind of gear I could get. Is this going to be a high level activity? Is this just going to be something? Can I even choose it? Is it just in the fucking quick play menu? I know it's probably going to be its own node, but I'm just saying, what about this mode, besides it just being fun, that is a good incentive, but what about this mode will push me to keep playing it? Unsure really. Hopefully it's the gear. They showed in the video that you can get awesome gear from it, but it just looked like cool gear. It didn't look no Escalation Protocol gear, but it looked cool. What else could I say about this demo? It's a solid mode. It's all I gotta say. It's a good game mode, but hopefully this becomes something where the loot is worth chasing and where I would grind matches with my clan in this mode. It is 4v4 as well. What's up? Just got out of Destiny 2 additional content demo, which was behind closed doors story. It was the first mission. It was Forsaken. So the mission starts off. It tells you about the Prison of Elders, what's happening with the Reef. Pretty much just those 2 sentences. It's like, oh, this Reef's this place where that hold the baddest of bad guys, and now they're planning a breakout or something, whatever. And Cade 6 needs to fix it, and he's calling on his best guardian, you. So then you spawn up in the Prison of Elders. It's kind of this Portal vibe where it's like you see behind the curtain, what's going on behind the scenes, behind the prison, like how's it run, pretty much, I guess. You see a bunch of other cell blocks, which is really cool. So you're running along these bridges, other Reef people, the Awoken type guys, like I guess the Queen's Army is fighting along with you, which is really cool. I love seeing that in Destiny when allies are fighting with you and are actual characters in the game, not just fucking vendors. So you do that part, you cross the bridge, you shoot a bunch of guys. All the enemies, by the way, are a mix of Hive Fallen and Hive and Cabal. Hive Fallen, Cabal, and I didn't see any Vex. I guess you can't prison a Vex, imprison a Vex. But they're all fighting each other, so a lot of enemy diversity is going on. Very cool. Then you start running down a bigger hole. All the cell blocks are opening up. You have Yellow Bar Cabal fighting Yellow Bar Hive, big fucking ogres, really cool shit. Then pretty much you get to Cade. It's kind of a mix between a, clear out the area type thing while actually shooting certain things, which is cool. Help Cade out, you kill a bunch of other Yellow Bars. Cool level design overall. I think it's some of the better Bungie level design, what's happening here in Prison of Elders with Forsaken. Oh yeah, and then pretty much it just ends with, what you saw in the trailer. The Prince, I think his name Prince Alderaan, but I think that could just be a different Star Wars. The Prince shoots Cade, and he's like, got ya, or some shit. I got to play as a Titan this time around, unlike I was a Warlock in the Gambit demo. And, oh shit. But yeah, I got to check out the new supers, the new abilities for the Titan. His new arc super is this dive where like you're pretty much just a shadow shot. It's the same. I feel like it's a shadow shot, but with the Warlock purple one, but with more Titan, bells and whistles with it. The melee actually for the Titan is really cool. So if you're sprinting, I think if you jump and you're midair, I guess maybe if you're just in midair and you melee, it does this dive, like very similar to the super, funny enough, but it does like this powerful like punch slam into the ground, and is very cool. But overall, I mean, the story looks like they're doing things better, adding allies into the mission. Those were always some of my favorite parts in Destiny 2's campaign. The beginning when you're fighting with all your the vanguards, and Curse when Osiris is there for a second, that's awesome. And even the one time fucking Anna Bray shows up in Warmind is good shit. And it seems like in this mission alone, it already has a bunch of, NPCs, allies helping you out, which is really awesome. Bundled with Gambit and the first mission of Forsaken, Destiny 2 is looking to be really good in September. I am very excited. The weapon slot changes actually, so I got some more detail on that later on at the single player Beyond Closed Doors demo, and pretty much the build they were showing is a month old. It's a month old build. This is not the system that's going to ship with. It's not even the system they have now. We'll see what it is when it comes out, because they're still fucking working on it, which is crazy that it's not final. But Destiny is looking good. Gambit and the first mission of Forsaken are awesome.